Hey guys, this is Coffee here. To celebrate the upcoming release of my manga, Legend of the Erased, I thought I would do a short interview, meet the artist, meet the author, whatever you want to call it, and answer a few questions that you guys have asked. On my YouTube channel, I've done question and answer videos, so I thought I'd go about this in the same style, except for instead of being impersonal and just showing whatever I'm working on, I thought I'd, actually show my face. So yeah, this is my first time being on camera. Sorry if it's awkward. Most of these questions I got from, reading interviews or, watching interviews of other mangaka. And a few of them are actually from followers I have. First question, how did you get started with drawing manga? I had always been interested in drawing and painting and art and stuff, with writing and telling stories. Now, originally, when I was very, very young, like 3, 4, I used replacement characters like Link and Zelda from The Legend of Zelda, and Mario, Luigi, Nintendo characters. Although I knew deep down that those weren't going to be the characters I used forever. I didn't know how to create my own characters. So, about when I was 8, I came across the anime Bleach, and instantly something clicked. From then on, I knew exactly what I wanted to be and how I was going to live my life. At 8 years old, I found the world of anime, and I never went back. How did you come up with the story? I came up with the story. It was a 14-year work in progress of coming up with the story. Originally, it was a magical girl type theme, except for instead of magical girls, it was going to be like something called these crystal warriors. And it was going to be 7 warriors that were fighting to save this world that had been split in 2. Something like that anyways. I don't know. I wrote it when I was 8. Pretty much. And they were going to travel back and forth through dream worlds and other worlds, drawing a little bit of inspiration from the Tsubasa Chronicles to save the world or something? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. From the very beginning though, Serene had always been a character, and Abaddon had always been a character. Although at the time, Abaddon was named Satoshi. And a few of my longtime followers actually still call him by that name, and it drives me mad. After the Crystal Warrior thing, I kept going back and forth into the idea of this dream world, and this and that, and the dream world had become known to me as Harukayo. And I kept bouncing back and forth on the idea of Harukayo, this and that, and this idea of a bunch of heroes. But it kept bouncing back and forth between different ideas. It's a 14-year journey, and I rewrote Volume 1 3 times every single year until a couple of years ago when I actually started taking it seriously. And a lot of people actually assume that this is my first time going through the process of making a book and printing a book and this and that. It's not, actually. A couple of years ago, I actually printed the first volume of Legend of the Erased, and I have it right here. At the time, it was actually called Legend of Harukayo. And the reason why I changed it was I had been watching a lot of, videos, watching mangaka or manga artists and all that stuff, and authors, but every time when they would unbox a book or something, they would all get emotional, and they would have that powerful feeling of seeing what they had worked hard on actually come to life. I didn't feel that with this. When I had got the first proof copy, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cool, that's a thing. but it never really stuck with me. Like, it was almost to the point of forcing myself to feel excited about it, because it just wasn't naturally in me. Something was wrong. It didn't look professional. It didn't look good. This wasn't the story that I wanted to tell. And the definite idea for Legend of the Erased actually came up within this last year. I had dug myself into a hole. I was almost three volumes in to Legend of Hercule. I had Volume 1 and Volume 2. I was almost 3 volumes in, and I didn't like where it was going. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like anything about it. And that was a huge problem, because growing up, my parents did not like the fact that I wanted to write manga. So I had to fight through hell to get to where I was. And I didn't like the story I was writing. That was supposed to be a passion project. That was a huge problem. And I ended up taking like a 4-month break. And I really hated everything that my life was at that time, because here I was supposedly living my dream job, and it wasn't a dream come true. And there were certain details that I really liked about Legend of Hercule, but it just wasn't there. So I took it back to its roots. Legend of Hercule was about like witches and a world that witches created, but I took it back to its roots with the dream world and the things that I really enjoyed about manga and anime: psychology of the characters and the dark themes that can be introduced through anime and manga. Was there an artist or a particular story that inspired you to become a professional manga artist? Definitely Bleach, because that was like, I was raised in a household where all of my siblings watched anime. My sisters watched Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Kirby, Hamtaro. I was raised around anime, Kimba the White Lion. My older brothers watched Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. It never really clicked with me. I really enjoyed the Pokemon movies, namely the ones that were really dark, like the third one. But although it piqued my interest, I didn't really care for it. And then I saw Bleach, and I saw just how serious anime or manga could be. And I really liked that. I liked that a cartoon, I was 8 at the time, I didn't know any other word for it, could actually take itself seriously. And that made me a lot more interested in the genre of anime. What do you like to do when you're not drawing manga? My hobbies other than drawing manga, I mean, that takes up nearly more than half of my life, actually. I'd even easily say about 80%. I've been told constantly that I have a really unhealthy relationship with my work, but you know what? I don't care. This is where it's got me. Other than manga, I like reading manga, I like watching anime, and I like playing video games. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't do much. Do you have any advice for aspiring manga artists? If you know what you want, you feel it in you that you know what you want for your life, don't listen to anyone else. I don't care what your mom tells you. Screw her. I don't care what your dad tells you. Screw him. If you know what you want for your life, do not listen to anyone else. Do not let them control your life, because if they can, they will. Don't let them, because you know what you want, and if you have the determination, this is what I tell all of the members of my group, Mangaka Masters Unite. If you want it bad enough, you will get it. What makes Legend of the Erased different from other mangas? Legend of the Erased is, first of all, very dark. Now, that's not to say that there's not other dark mangas. There's Tokyo Ghoul, Higurashi When They Cry. But this one focuses more, like Tokyo Ghoul focuses on, yeah, you got a guy that was thrown into a weird situation and he has to, you know, psychology his way back to sanity, and he gets pretty much tortured and loses his mind. That's Tokyo Ghoul. Legend of the Erased, like, really bogs down on, like, psychology and the things that are going in the mind. In Legend of the Erased, Serena does something really bad and ends up getting sent to this dream world. And this dream world is controlled by her mental state. If her mental state is trying to ruin things, it'll ruin the world, sometimes even destroying parts of the world or killing someone in the world. How she is up here controls everything out there. So Legend of the Erased is very into the psychology of the characters and how, like, not only does it show how certain emotions work or how they're portrayed, but it shows pretty much the world that's inside your head and how it's constantly spinning. The movie Inside Out took a similar concept, but it turned it into, like, employees in an office type thing. Well, Legend of the Erased, instead of, you know, employees in an office, it's the actual characters experiencing their psychology in the form of this world called Hercule. I think what people are gonna like about it the most is how real I try to portray certain mental issues. How people respond to abuse, how people respond to bullying, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not here to say that it fixes all those problems. I'm just trying to, like, as in the form of these characters and this world, show what's going on inside of the minds of these people with really bad issues. Or at least from my personal experience and the people I've talked to. What is your most memorable part of this journey? Actually, these last couple of weeks are probably gonna stick with me for a long time. Like, I remember when I unboxed the first proof copy of Legend of Hercule, and I was getting merchandise and stuff for it, I felt nothing. I felt nothing to the point that I was forcing myself to be excited, but I felt nothing. But this time, when I received the coffee mug, I'm not gonna lie, I actually started crying. Yesterday, when I got the shirts, same thing. Like, it's really surreal to see something that you have worked 14 years on, that you have bled, cried, and sacrificed everything for, finally materialized into merchandise like this. And seeing how many people are actually interested in Legend of the Erased, it's really amazing to see all of my hard work finally paying off. It's like I've been climbing a mountain for 14 years, and I can finally see the top that I've been trying to get to. Alright, this one's by Martin Brezin. What is your thought of traditional versus digital? Why did you choose to draw your manga traditionally? When I was working on Legend of Hercule, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with the art direction. This one was mostly traditional. This one was completely digital. And, well, first of all, working digitally, it felt like a chore. I found myself cutting a lot of corners that didn't need to be cut, and just really skimping on the art. Not only that, I wasn't getting the blood flowing like traditional art would give me. And I really like the feel of pencils against paper, and I really like the physical, messy aspect of manga. But digital just didn't give me that. I didn't get to go to, like, art stores and buy pens. I didn't get to test out the different kinds of paper and different kinds of ink, and that was just really kind of boring for me. Even now, like, I thought I'd do all my colored pieces digitally because of the color range you can get with digital art. But even then, I find myself, I want to do traditional work. I want to get messy. I want to make the mistakes. Because with digital, it's too easy to get it too perfect. But at the same time, I work so fast that I end up making twice as many mistakes. And I don't want to be reliant on a computer. I want to know that if I make a mistake, it's my fault. So the physical aspect keeps me accountable for the mistakes I make. I don't want to be reliant on a computer. Deep down, I still kind of feel like it's cheating. I know it's not. I've worked with digital art enough to know that it's really, really hard to do. But deep down, I feel like for me personally, it's cheating. Alright, by Sky Denoy, how old will you be when your manga is finished? 30, maybe? I don't know. I kind of never want to finish it, but I know I have to. I'm not going to do the clamp thing and get halfway there and then can it. I haven't come this far to do that. So, maybe 30. I don't know. I'm planning on doing like 15 volumes. 15, 20? I don't know. We'll see. Are the characters on your current manga you are working on based on some people you know, or were they completely born from your imagination? By Paulo Candidus. The characters, Serene has some elements of people I've actually met. Actually, one of the people that actually inspired me to rewrite Legend of Hercule. I won't use her name, but I met her at an art class, and she was always super adorable to me. She had the red, curly, wavy. She had the hair texture that you see Serene having. And she was always cute and bubbly and always really awkward, and she did the hand-holding thing that Serene does. She was super adorable, and when she saw how deep of a hole I was digging with Legend of Hercule, she came to me and she's like, hey, I can be your editor if you rewrite it. And that's when I went to like the 4-month depression phase, because I'm like, I don't want to rewrite this, I'm 3 volumes in. But I am really thankful for her coming to me and being like, hey, this book is shit, please rewrite it. And I'm so glad she did. I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for her. So thank you, if you know who you are. So Serene is mostly based off of people I've met. A couple of friends I had as a kid, even though I didn't really have many. Just people, or the girls that I've met that stood out to me and that are still in my memory. Serene has picked up a lot of traits from them, but other than that, all of the characters are from the imagination. Kushong is all imagination. Abaddon is actually from dreams I used to have as a kid. I used to have a lot of nightmares almost every single night. Kind of like Serene does. Does she? Kind of like Serene does. And in these dreams, a hero-type character started appearing and making all the bad things go away. I don't remember much about him, except for the fact that he had black hair. So Abaddon is based around those dreams they used to have. And even in the story, he is oftentimes referred to as the dream hero. So that's where Serene and Abaddon come from. And everyone else is based off of either dreams I've had or complete imagination. So that's that. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Also by Paulo Candidus. 5 years from now, hopefully, I will have 6 or 7 volumes into Legend of the Erased, and I really want to have an office, my own office. This is just a corner of my bedroom that I'm using as an office. But I'm really excited to see myself actually making a living off of Legend of the Erased. And after the rewrite, this wasn't doing it. I was selling maybe 10 volumes at every convention, and no. But with Legend of the Erased, I actually feel like it can put me where I need to be. Alright, and that's it for the Meet the Author video. If Legend of the Erased looks interesting to you in any way, or you just want to support an indie author, please check out my Kickstarter. A $5 donation gets you a digital copy of the book. A $10 donation gives you a physical copy of the book. Please check out my Kickstarter and support it if you're a good person. Thanks!